Hypermine.
Hello, how are you doing? We are back on Hypermine, and yes, I'm going to get some stuff done today. Let's see, first of all, I had a little gift from Armitage. Also a nice pick, which I've been using a little bit. And for these guys, which I was going to leave out for the start of the recording, but they sing quite loudly. I wonder if we can get them to get one to sing.
I'm different.
And let's dig up these diamonds and see what we get. Beautiful.
Thanks anyway.
You're welcome. Oh, right, so just brushing up against them. That's interesting.
I'm different. Thanks anyway.
Ah, right, you knock them over. Oh, I see. That's cool. Yeah, so what else has been going on? What's that doing there? Okay, so I built myself a filler, and I've been using it to start with putting down a base for the tower. This is a 40 by 40 base. And yeah, the tower's going to be quite tall up from here. And I've just been powering this filler with Stirling engines. I need to cook up some more charcoal for them. I guess I've got a little bit. I can. Has it got any ice in it? Nope. Right, never mind then. I've done this, what, 5 thick, just because I wanted a pretty decent base. I'm going to have to sculpt around here. Certainly, like the side of that hill needs taken away. But yeah, that's not what we're going to be doing today. Actually, let's just pop that there so we don't get any unwanted visitors. Yes, we're going to rectify an issue. Oh, yes, I should take you down here as well. So there's a lot of cobble around. I just haven't really had the power to cook up smooth stone. But if we go down here, I made a blast furnace for making steel with. And I've been putting glass panes around here. Still quite a bit of shaping, I think, needed in this cave. But I'm quite liking having these like random openings and having them glassed off. I think that's quite makes for some interesting shapes. There was going to be a staircase there, but instead there's one over here. And we go down here. I left this ore deposit in because I think it's pretty cool, like a big stalactite. Yeah, stalactite. And yeah, this is as far down as I've got with the glass. But we're going to rectify a problem with power. Now, I've been playing around with this magma crucible, mostly using netherrack, not cobble, although you can use cobble. And really, I mean, the returns are they're just not quite good enough. I would have to set a quarry up in the nether, put a world anchor down, teleport the netherrack in from the nether to make it a constant supply, but really the amount of energy it takes to run this at any speed, your margin, your profit, as it were, your energy profit, the energy left after you take away the energy required to run this thing, it is minimal. I even tried a magmatic engine. So really, I've decided I'm going to do something that's possibly quite stupid. Oh yeah, I tried to make a portal to the nether down here, and apparently, have I got my flint and steel? No. Apparently, you can't light portals in Mistcraft worlds, which is a shame. But it kind of makes sense, because how would it link back, the coordinate system, the whole divide by 8 thing? If you're opening your portal from a different world, how would that work? So, yeah, that kind of makes sense. What I'll probably do is maybe put a crystal portal in there. Yes, getting back on topic, I have decided to make probably a reasonably stupid decision, and I know it's a pretty stupid decision, but I've been doing some testing in creative, and I believe I can manage a small reactor sufficiently to go nuclear without the benefit of proper shielding walls, because they cost a hell of a lot of iridium. Now, when Thorncraft gets added to the pack, if it gets added, and I hope it does, apparently warded stone works really well, which is some type of special stone you can make in Thorncraft. Apparently that also works really well as shielding, but yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to be making one of these, and we're just going to go with one. You can add up to 6 of these reactor chambers to the outside to increase the capacity, but we're going to be aiming to produce, for a start, around 40 EU a tick, which is enough to power tier 1 machines, and then we can always upgrade it. We'll see how we go. So advanced circuits, no problem. Generator, also no problem. That's no problem. Now these are going to require a compressor. But again, that's no problem. So I am going to get some stuff together, and also I'm going to need to make a decision on whether this thing... The safe thing to do would be to put build my reactor chamber somewhere off in the distance, like several hundred blocks, and pipe the energy over. That would be the sensible thing to do, because they do cause rather large explosions if they go up. However, I may actually put it at the very bottom down here, somewhere. I'll have to dig down a bit further, and then pipe the energy up from the bottom, and hopefully a single reactor, if it does go, won't take out the surface structure, although I will lose machines. But as I say, I'm pretty confident that I can manage this. The other thing we're going to make, you see, is a thermal monitor, which shouldn't be too difficult. I'll need some advanced alloy, which means I'm also going to have to make a rolling machine. But basically, that thermal monitor, what it does, you slap it on the side of the reactor, you give it a threshold temperature, and it outputs a redstone signal if that threshold temperature is exceeded. Now, because the reactor runs when it receives redstone input, you could invert the thermal monitor's signal and feed it back into the reactor, and therefore it will shut the reactor off if it exceeds a threshold temperature, which will start off with, a low temperature, and that way it should never blow up, because it will shut down before it has a chance to. That's the plan. Anyway, so I'm going to build a rolling machine and a compressor, and I think I'll come back to you after I've done that. Okie dokie. So, I've got a rolling machine which I've managed to power up with redstone engines to be super cheap. Making some charcoal, just old style. And I've got a compressor which I went into the nether, got some netherrack to fire up the magma crucible, which you can see is down there, working away. And so we have power to the compressor. Now we're going to need, and we are going to need 4 dense copper plates per reactor, so per reactor chamber, and we need 3 of those, so that's what, 8, 12, and each of those is 8 copper in a compressor. So let's put that in there to start with and see what we get there. We're also going to need a couple of advanced alloy, and that's what we need the rolling machine for, because first off we need to make some mixed metal ingots. Is that right? That's not right. That's right. And we need those to make our thermal monitor. We need reinforced glass, and you get 7 of those per recipe, which is enough, and that's made like that. So we need 2 of these. 2 of those. Excellent. So yeah, gonna have to wait for those. Probably find some more copper to bung in it as well. But I won't make you wait with me. I will be back. Okay guys, so I have got some stuff. 3 of those. Boom. Put those in there, put those in there. Oh, there we go, that's the bad boy. Right, now we can put these like this. Excellent. And redstone. Thermal monitor. Excellent. Fantastic. So, next thing I need to consider is what I am putting in it. And obviously we're going to need to cool it. So we're going to start off with coolant cells, which are easy enough to make. It's a water cell surrounded by tin, which in itself is you know, give me the recipe. Well, you need an empty cell, and you can fill that then up from infinite spring, and that's how you make those. So probably 4 around each. Always worth having a few more. Coolant is not something you should skimp on when dealing with nuclear fission. But yeah. Good thing about these is they stack. Bad thing is you can't unload them like a bucket. Brilliant. And then I can just surround those all by tin again. See how many I can make. Ah, they don't stack, do they? Let's just put that down there for the moment. I'll have to go cook up some more tin. What else do we need? So we think about cool, we also think about heat. And what I think I'm going to use is some of these, which are used to pass the heat from through it to neighbouring cells, so you can get more cells effectively working on the fuel source. More electronic circuits, brilliant, and more dense copper plating. Okay, so I need to do the maths on that. And heat vents. These are fortunately a lot cheaper. So also let's figure out where we're going to put this bad boy. What was that noise? Now this was going to be my power room. It feels a little bit high to be housing a nuclear reactor. So perhaps we should have a look for a lower spot to house this thing. Oh, there's lava there I could pump. And diamonds. Lovely. Bonus. Okay, so this is pretty low at this point. I like that there's snow down here from when the ceiling was open. Let's see. Where can I find a suitable space? At some point I'm going to come through and neaten all of this up and give it a flat surface and then just fill the entire area with lava. Nice and uniformly. Well, there's no particularly large rooms. I guess I could dig one out. Okay then. So I dug a big hole. Yep, this is going to be my reactor room. Partially finished. It's actually a couple of days since the last clip you saw, because I ran out of time that night, and the next day was a Wednesday, and I can't really record on Wednesdays, but I have had time to dig this big hole out. Now, I also did a little bit of testing in Creative, in which I blew up several single chamber reactors, and it turns out obsidian is not half bad for that size. They don't make as big a bang as you would think. So we are, at this point, we're down at bedrock level, and we're directly below the rest of our base. And up here we have an obsidian ceiling, partly obsidian walls. To be honest, the walls don't matter quite so much, because any blast is going to be directed mostly outwards, I think. But even if this thing blows, it's not going to take any machinery out. This is the shape and size of a full reactor. which we will build up to. However, this is what we're going to be building. I'm going to keep this cobble block here for reasons that will become apparent. This will be our reactor, and if we go up above here, we're going to run a power cable up this hole, and in here, this is obviously going to get an obsidian, too thick obsidian ceiling. We'll bring the power cable around this little loop and up here into the rest of the base, and this is also to help diffuse any blast, because if we just had this hole above the reactor going straight up into the base, then yeah, it could cause some damage. So yes, now where's the door? Here you ask. We're not going to have one. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to use crystal portals to get in and out of this place. Now unfortunately this doesn't line up with the room because the room's even and this is based around a single central block, so but never mind. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a Mistcraft book here. That one. And then we are going to go upstairs. And I think what we will do is we'll put our portal in this area here. And I think I might cut while I dig this out. Okay. Right. So, I believe what we need to do, make a roughly portal shape, and we'll do ours in the same shape as a nether portal, though you can do any shape you want. And let's we'll put our book receptacle there, our linking book there, and we have a portal. I'll fill that in. Oh, hello. Did I do something wrong? Ah, I might need to make it interlinking. Can I have you back? Right. Let's go use the link modifier back at spawn. Interlinking. And let's name it reactor chamber. I think. Is that how you spell it? Chamber? No. Yeah. And let's try that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Weird. Okie dokie. Oh, and it's a different colour. Promising. Brilliant. Okay, and so here, what's the centre there? We shall do this. and right, we'll just put that there for the moment. Oh, right, I need to set a linking book up there and modify it in the link modifier as previously, so I shall come back to you. Okay, and brilliant, fantastic, great. So apart from the cable run, this is going to be totally sealed. I mean, yeah, not very well sealed in places, but there you go. Right, let's get rid of some of that. And what we'll do, I've made an MFE because we'll need one, and also an LV transformer. We've got some glass cable. Let's see, where do I want? Right, I think now I don't know if there's a difference between transferring high voltage or medium voltage. You know, whether it's better to transfer one type or another. But I think what we'll do is we will. We will transfer as high voltage, and then we'll run it through an into the MFE and through an LV transformer. So we can now fill this up like so, and bring this up here. Now I've not decided quite where I'm going to take this, probably in that direction, so kind of up and in that direction and into that room over there. But for the moment, let's bang an MFE there, and we'll put that on there. Excellent. Right, so we're getting close. Oh, we're getting close. Get rid of that. So, oh yes. Nuclear reactor. Great. We're going to want these. I think earlier I said I was going to use heat vents. I'm actually going to use reactor heat vents, which are an upgrade of the heat vent. More dense copper plate, but they are, I think, worth it. We also need some of these. Let's get rid. I think that's enough. And what we're going to do, we're going to put heat vents in the corners, and then it's nowhere near enough. A ring of coolant cells. Like so. Like that. And then we're going to have 4 single cell uranium cells in the middle, and we'll do that. That's the last thing we're going to do. So let's see. Next thing we're going to want is this guy. Oh, yeah. So this guy is the thermal monitor. We can configure our temperature. Boom, 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 up, down, very high, or nothing. We're going to go with 400 degrees randomly, and let's see. Now this guy can be set to either give you a redstone signal if it's under the temperature, or a redstone signal if it's over the temperature. Cool. So if we click this, that comes on. That's going to power this block, and it's going to power the reactor. Only the reactor can't power at the moment because no fuel. What it's also going to do is, let's see, because what I want to do is set up some pipes. Let's figure this out. So I'm going to set up some pipes, wooden pipe on the bottom of the chest with coolant cells in. I need some of that. Redstone engine there, and then gold pipe to speed it on its way, and cobble. Right, let's see. I've dug out these channels already. Up, up, go around the back. Let's see, where can I take this? Around here. Back along here. And let's see. Yeah, I guess we can join it like that. It'll cause some items to be flowing around, but I guess that's okay. Right. We're going to put some gold pipes in. Like this. And no, not there. Cool. And then what we'll do is we'll run our signal down here. How are we going to do this? I guess like this. It'll be a bit ugly, but I'll have to figure something more pretty out later. This is as good a place as any to invert the signal. Okay, and yeah, because it we'll use a repeater here to stop it powering that gold pipe. Did I have repeaters? Oh yeah, there we go. Because if you power these pipes with redstone, they just don't do anything. Right, okay. So now, if this goes, that turns off, and we start getting some helium cells, coolant cells through, and they will whiz round, and basically, so when the reactor becomes too hot, this will do two things. Firstly, this line will come off, so the reactor will turn off to stop it getting any hotter, and it will also trigger the redstone engine to pump coolant cells out of this chest, and that will bring the temperature back down. When the temperature comes back down sufficiently, this will go green again, this redstone will come on, reactor will start working again. So it's semi-self-managing. Fingers crossed. Now the last thing to do is create ourselves some uranium cells. Let's just... Now we need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 spare. Why is that got a damage value? I only just made it. Okay. Big moment, guys. Okay. Let's see. Is that one that I took out? Did I take one out? Oh, some weird lag going on here. I'm sure it'll turn up. Let's take our thermometer and have a look at the temperature. 0. Beautiful. That is what we want. Okay. Tell you what we'll do now. Let's quickly make an EU reader. We need some glowstone. Not got any. Oh, there is one thing we should make. A hazmat suit. Because that would be sensible. just, you know, it'd be sensible. And really, we ought to put that in a chest by the portal upstairs, so I can put it on before coming in. Okay. Let's grab back a bit of stuff that I want to take. Yeah, I guess. Oh, copper, I want to take that back. Okay, cool. So, let's see if we have power. Look at it. Beautiful. Just look at it. That's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So we can run this into our main power feed here, and Bob's your uncle. We will never starve for power again. Goodbye, Magma Crucible. Fantastic. Right, let's go grab some glowstone, make an EU reader, and one of those, and one of those. EU reader, beautiful. Right, could do with some more glass fibre cable to plumb everything in, but I can really get going now making machines and stuff. Really, like, make moves, because power has been the biggest limiting factor for me. 50 EU a tick. That is, I'm happy with that. 50 EU a tick is fine. Could And this stuff is so surprisingly cheap, really. Nuclear power is actually quite cheap. Oh, you'll notice I've got a solar helmet again. That is thanks to Bowman, or Bowdog, who has kindly given me, I think he just upgraded or something, and he's kindly given me his. That is beautiful. Look at that. How we doing? Fantastic. Bloody hell, these thermometers don't last long. Oh, I'll have to make a digital one. 50 EU per tick. Wonderful. So, I can cover up everything but this ugly bit of redstone here. And get to work building machines. Expect me to have machines built for next episode. But I hope you enjoyed. This. I am enjoying this mod pack. I just don't get enough time to play on it. Everyone else is well ahead of me. But yeah, until next time, guys. Take care of yourselves. Almighty nuclear god, please don't blow up. 2 glowstones worth.
Yeah.